I'm not talking to you until you're clear on what section you are.
If you drive off, it's failed to stop.
What? No, it isn't. I've stopped. Have you read the law on the bus?
In this shocking encounter, West Yorkshire police turn a simple traffic stop into a tense roadside confrontation after refusing to let James leave even after he completed everything legally required of him. What began as a quick safety move to avoid danger by entering a bus lane suddenly became the center of an aggressive and unnecessary investigation. Instead of using common sense, the officers continued holding him at the scene, while searching for any excuse they could use to extend the stop and maintain control over the situation. Viewers watching the incident unfold were left questioning why a routine moment was treated with such extreme seriousness when no real threat was present. The situation quickly shifted from normal policing into a display of authority, where persistence mattered more than fairness, and where confidence in public trust appeared to fade with every passing minute.
Saying, sir. Deal with what, sir? I got shunted into the lane by another vehicle. Being detained?
Yeah.
Why? For what? Under what section of law? Pardon? I didn't bob down a bus lane. I was shunted into it and came back into the normal lane. Am I being detained or can I get to a court?
No, you're stopping here now.
For what? I'm not sitting in the back of no vehicle. Are you arresting me? Then I'm not sitting in the back of any vehicle. Am I being detained, officer? I'm not obliged to talk to you. Am I being detained? For what? Can you tell me under what section of law, please? Can you tell me under what section of law, please? Pardon? I didn't go down the bus lane intentionally. I was shunted into the bus lane. And what am I being detained under what section of law? Under what section of law am I being detained by, sir? On what traffic act? What section of it? Which section of it?
I don't clear.
Well, I'm not talking to you until you're clear on what section you are.
If you drive off, it's failed to stop.
What? No, it isn't. I've stopped.
The moment these officers claim a detention without a specific power, they are operating on pure bluff, rather than the Road Traffic Act 1988. Demanding that James sit in the back of a police car for a minor bus lane infraction is a pathetic intimidation tactic designed to isolate him. Their inability to name a specific section proves they are winging it. When the officer finally mumbles a guess about the Road Traffic Act while admitting he isn't clear on the details, he confirms his own incompetence. You cannot legally deprive someone of their movement based on a hunch you haven't bothered to learn. To then accuse James of failing to stop while he's literally standing there engaging with them is a desperate attempt to manufacture a more serious crime to cover for their own lack of preparation.
This is going on YouTube. You don't even know the law, mate. You do not even know the law. PC 580. You cannot arrest me for getting in my car. What? Under what section of law?
The Police and Criminal Evidence Act.
What's that?
The Police and Criminal Evidence
What
Act.
section?
If they're dealing with you.
For what? What crime? I've
You've
supplied my details. I've asked if I'm being detained, sir.
You're being detained. So
Under what section of law?
Look, you're being
PC 580. I'm not being silly. I've got law
James.
throughout my family. I'm asking you what section of law I'm being detained by.
James.
What are you charging me with?
We're going to deal with you for using a misuse of a bus lane.
Right, am I being detained right now?
You're being detained so we can...
Under which section of law am I being
You're being
detained?
detained so we can deal with by fixed penalty notification. If we cannot deal with by that mean, we can arrest you under section 24 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act so we can deal with by that way.
What evidence?
What evidence? We saw you using the bus lane.
But I didn't intentionally use a bus lane.
Right, well you can say back to the magistrates, okay? If you want to supply my colleague with your
I
details.
saw you in the lane. Do you think I'm going to just drive past you on purpose?
People do that.
Well,
The officer attempts to rely on Section 24 of PACE, but the explanation quickly falls apart because the legal requirement for an arrest depends on clear necessity, and James had already provided his name and address without hesitation. Despite this, the officer continued, claiming that the details were missing, even though the exchange had already taken place in full view, creating serious concern about the accuracy of the statements being made during the stop. Many viewers saw the repeated threats of handcuffs as an effort to create pressure, rather than resolve the matter fairly and lawfully. The idea that someone could lose their freedom over paperwork convenience sparked even more criticism, as the situation appeared to move further away from reasonable enforcement and closer to a struggle for authority. Tension rose even higher when the officer warned James not to return to his vehicle, turning what should have been a routine conversation into a heated, power-driven confrontation that seemed completely unnecessary from the very beginning.
But have you read the Road Traffic Act?
Yes.
If I intentionally fear or endangerment comes into my path on the road whilst driving, I can use a bus lane if a hazard is present. I am telling you there was a hazard present. Why are you being malicious against me?
Yeah.
Why are you being malicious against me, may I ask that?
There wasn't a hazard in the gap of...
Did you see the hazard behind me?
Right. Obviously you're not...
Did you see the hazard that was present at my time of using a bus lane? No, I'm not being silly. I'm not being silly. Am I under caution? Am I being detained? If not, you can send a ticket to my home address. Thank you. Good day. I've just told you, I'm not being detained. I'm moving forwards with my day, all right? You can't stop me, sir. You are a public servant. Unless you are placing me under caution or placing me under arrest, you cannot... Get your hands off me. Listen, mate, get your hands off me. Get your hands off my booklet and get your hands off me. What are you doing?
It becomes deeply concerning when James is forced to explain the Road Traffic Act to the very officers forcing it, especially when the law clearly allows drivers to briefly enter a bus lane to avoid danger or an obstruction on the road. Rather than checking the facts or considering the safety explanation, the officer suddenly escalates the situation through physical actions that immediately increase tension at the roadside. The moment the car door is slammed and force is used, the encounter shifts away from calm policing and toward unnecessary confrontation that many viewers would see as completely avoidable. Critics of the incident point out that if officers truly believed a traffic offense had taken place, the matter could have been handled in a simple and professional way through a notice sent by post without creating a dramatic public scene. Instead of stepping back and resolving the issue peacefully, the officer continued pushing forward with aggressive behavior, causing the entire stop to spiral into a display of control rather than fair enforcement. The longer the confrontation continued, the more the situation appeared to damage public confidence in professionalism and reasonable decision-making on the road.
Listen, what are you doing to me? Look at this. This is police brutality. I don't want to get in the car. Why do I need to get in your car?
You're under arrest.
Why am I under arrest?
You're failing to supply some details.
I've supplied you with my details, have I not? I don't want to sit in the car. Have I not supplied you with my details? You cannot arrest me for no reason. Have I not supplied you with my details?
Sit in the car.
Have I? Excuse me. Please take your hands off me. I'm complying with you. I've given you my details, have I not?
Just sit in the car.
Why?
My officer's told me to sit.
Why do I need to sit in the car? You can deal with me perfectly normally on the roadside. Are you trying to cover me up and put me in the back of a vehicle for no reason? Excuse me, you cannot do this. This is unlawful what you are doing. I've given you my details. So what more do you want? Why are you displaying your cuffs?
We're going to deal with this whether by a fixed penalty notification or if you fail.
Give me the fixed penalty notification, please.
To assist us with our
I'm assisting you. I've given you my details 10 minutes ago. Why am I still stood here?
Right then. We're going to fill the ticket out then. Okay.
There you go.
Come away from the road then, 'cause you're in a dangerous position.
Trying to grab my arm and detain me? That's assault. What you've just done to me.
The situation takes another dramatic turn as the officer attempts to push the claim that James failed to provide his details, even though his information had already been given earlier during the stop. As handcuffs are brought into view and the choice between a ticket or arrest is presented, many viewers see the moment as an intense pressure tactic designed to force quick compliance rather than calmly resolve the issue. James had already agreed to accept the ticket, yet the confrontation continued, growing more serious with every passing second, creating the feeling of a roadside standoff instead of a normal traffic interaction. Critics argue that once identification was confirmed, there was no reason for the encounter to drag on endlessly, while officers struggled to organize paperwork and maintain control of the scene. The longer the delay continued, the more James appeared to be treated like a dangerous suspect, rather than an ordinary driver involved in a minor traffic matter. Public reaction to the incident focused heavily on the growing imbalance between the original issue and the aggressive response that followed, turning a routine stop into a tense and highly controversial confrontation.
For no reason. I've not failed to provide anything. I've got video evidence that I provided my details at the start of this conversation, sir. So you cannot put your hands on me and I will be getting you done for assault.
You also threatened to drive off, didn't you?
No, I didn't threaten to drive off. I asked if I'm being detained. If I'm not, I will drive
I'm
off.
going to get on with my day.
Am I being detained?
You are detained.
Am I being detained?
Detained to the abuse of this.
Why? You can send a ticket to me in the post. Why am I being detained? You can send a ticket to me in the post.
Can I deal with this? We can't send a ticket in the post.
Why can't you?
We deal with by this, it's on the notification side of the road.
Right, so why is it taking so long to write it out? Have you even started?
Stop messing about.
I've given you my details 10, 15 minutes ago. I was talking to him, not you. You don't even know what you're doing. What are you doing?
I'm inspecting your vehicle.
Inspect my vehicle. The brand new tyres, idiot. And that's perfectly legal. Inspecting my vehicle. Are you a traffic officer now, are you? Are you a traffic officer now? I've just had it MOT'd, mate, if you actually used your head and got the car vehicle.
The confrontation becomes even more controversial when the officers insist that the ticket cannot be handled through the mail, even though many viewers know that minor traffic matters are often processed that way without difficulty. As James calmly asks about his legal status, the response quickly shifts toward claims that he might drive away, creating what critics describe as a rushed attempt to justify earlier physical actions at the roadside. Moments later, the focus suddenly changes again as the officer moves toward a vehicle inspection, causing many to question whether the original stop had now become something entirely different. What started as a simple traffic issue now appears to expand into a prolonged confrontation where new reasons are introduced one after another to keep the situation going. Viewers watching the exchange saw increasing frustration on both sides, especially as legal procedures and roadside powers became the center of a heated disagreement. Instead of calming the encounter and resolving the matter professionally, the stop continued, growing more tense, leaving many people debating whether authority was being used fairly or simply stretched beyond what the moment required.
Notified off-road vehicle.
Pardon?
It's notified off-road.
It's notified off-road? No, it isn't. I don't think it is. That's my Audi that's notified off-road, mate. If you check through your systems, that vehicle is not notified off-road. No, it hasn't. What's that there, mate? Can you read what that says? What date that says?
It's shown on Police National Computer as notified off-road.
How is it notified off-road when I'm showing you a tax disc? Are you here then?
Hey?
So are you here then? I haven't been gobbing off. I've asked him if I'm being detained. If I'm not, he's trying to detain me. I've got it all on video evidence, sir. I've already dealt with your colleague. Don't speak to me like that. Don't speak to me like that. This is the officers trying to find a law now. You had to have another officer come out to tell you that.
Because when the product was speaking to you and putting the details through.
In what section of law I was being detained under, he couldn't tell me.
Detention of an
Pardon?
Detention of an offence.
But he didn't tell me that. As an officer of law, he has to tell me that, does he not? Like you just have.
Well, it depends whether or not you've given the opportunity.
I'll give him there. Thank you. Do you want to apologise to me, sir, for accusing me?
No. There's no point being like that, is it?
What? He's just found out that my vehicle's on road and he's telling me it's off road.
Don't speak to my colleague like that.
Well, when he speaks to me like that, I have every right to speak in the manner that I'm now speaking in. You haven't been here for the first 5 minutes.
The motions,
I'm waiting. I've been waiting here 20 minutes. I didn't get hello, sir. Nice day. Sorry, I've got to pull you over today, but blah blah blah. I've explained my reasons. This is a malicious prosecution. Wait, I'm going to challenge the ticket.
You challenge it.
Yeah. So this is another waste of taxpayers' money. It's all you lot do.
Really?
Yeah. I'm dealing with £270,000 worth of claims against you guys for damages. This is how bad you are. 4 coppers to write a traffic ticket. 1 officer, 2 officer, 3 officer, 4 officers to write a traffic ticket. Excuse me, don't tell me what to do. If you're here, I have every right to speak to you. Well, don't go away then. Go away then if you don't want me to speak to you. Why am I going to get violent because I've raised my voice at somebody who's raised their voice to me? Have you read the law on the bus lane?
It's a read the law on the bus lane.
If there is a malicious act or harm to health, a person is entitled to use that lane. If you were in front of me as I did it, I would have not come past you and I would have tried to get in. Had I seen your vehicle, would I not?
I think you're just saying that now because you've got the cards.
Receive something through the post.
Oh, I will receive something through the post now. I will receive something through the post. Yeah.
The moment the radio check confirms the vehicle is fully legal, the entire situation takes a dramatic turn and raises serious questions about the accuracy of the earlier accusations made against James. What had been presented with confidence suddenly collapses as the information proves the claims about the vehicle status were completely wrong, leaving viewers stunned by how quickly the narrative changed. Even after the facts become clear, the officers refuse to acknowledge the mistake or offer any apology, creating the impression that protecting authority mattered more than admitting an obvious error. Public reaction grew even stronger as 4 officers remained focused on a single driver over what should have been a simple traffic matter handled within minutes. Tension increased further when the lead officer openly stated he did not need to review the law connected to bus lane exemptions, despite using that same law as the basis for the confrontation. Many viewers saw this as a troubling sign that enforcement was being carried out without a full understanding of the very rules being applied at the roadside. In a stunning final reversal, the officers suddenly admit the ticket can in fact be sent through the post, even though moments earlier they insisted that was impossible while physically stopping James from leaving. That sudden change completely transformed the meaning of the encounter, because it showed the entire escalation could have been avoided from the very beginning. By the end of the incident, many people felt the situation had moved far away from professional policing and instead became a powerful example of confusion, poor judgment, and unnecessary confrontation caught on camera for everyone to see. If you found this breakdown informative, make sure to support the channel by liking the video, sharing it with others, and subscribing for more detailed coverage of public accountability cases and roadside encounters.